You gotta be like, "What's up, everybody?" Like that.
What's up, everybody? It's
There
your
you
boy,
go.
Officer Etienne. We're back with a podcast, and today we have three special guests with us today. We have
I'm Officer Carla Gonzalez and a proud advisor for Post 122.
What's up, everybody? I'm Officer Felix with the City of Miami Police Explorers Post 106.
This is
we
Officer
at?
Louis G, man. We're finally back in the PAL Pad on the PAL podcast. And once again, I am Officer Louis G, and I am the Post Advisor for Post 162 of the Miami Police Explorer Program.
all right, guys. So today I brought you in today so could shed some more insight of one of our PAL program, which is the Miami Police Explorers. So what is exactly an Explorer program, a Police Explorer program?
The program is actually designed to provide high school age youngsters a insight into a career in law enforcement.
Do you have to have an interest in becoming a police officer in order for you to join the Explorers program?
So the answer is no. You don't necessarily need to be, eager to be an officer. This program gives you not only an experience, it gives you community hours, it gives you an insight on law enforcement, like my partner just said, but it pretty much guides you and gives you a proper direction into keeping busy in a healthy way.
So what would be some of the benefits of being an explorer? Being that, like, I know if you want to be if you have an interest in law enforcement, it will benefit you. But what if I don't want to be a police officer? What are some of the benefits in joining?
As you guys know, the Police Explorer program is paramilitary. So not only does it teach leadership, but it also helps you with public speaking, how to speak to people, going out there into the community, speaking to people, speaking to officers, being there on scenes. It gives you confidence and it helps you later on. And not only that, you have a lot of networking. You're at a lot of the community events with not only high-ranking officers, but as well as commissioners, people who own businesses in the community that could give you the connections that you could need into your further career, or if it's grants that you need to even go to college.
You guys are in three separate locations. Officer, can one of you guys answer why you guys are separated and where you're located exactly?
I guess I'll take that one. The reason why we're separated because we want to be able to service all of the city of Miami. The city of Miami is a large municipality, so we service a lot of kids from Coconut Grove all the way down to what we call Upper East Side. So to better enhance our program and better serve the community, we split it up into three different, just like the police department, three different districts. So we have our Central District, which is Officer Felix, and we also have our South District, which is Officer Gonzalez, and I am the proud advisor of the North District. And my post is located at 1000 Northwest 62nd Street, and we're there every Wednesday from 5:30 to 8.
So our posts from 1 to 2, we're located in the south net area from the department. We're located on 2200 West Flagler Street. And also, like my partner, we're there every Wednesday from 5:30 to 8.
And I'm Officer Felix. I'm here at the Central Station, Post 106, and our location is at 400 Northwest 2nd Avenue, the main station for the city of Miami, and our meetings are from 5 to 8.
It's the same program essentially, but I feel like it's three different programs. So do you guys compete with each other, or you guys are one?
Definitely, I want to say we're one team, one heart. We are different post programs when it comes to legality, I guess. We compete against other posts yearly, but when it comes to competition, yes, unfortunately, we have to, compete against each other because we're different posts. But here at home, we're always going to be one team, one heart.
But we also want to say iron sharpens iron. So for us to get better, we got to have friendly competition amongst each other. So when we do go against the other posts, we already know what we are all about. So we only making us better. So iron does sharpen iron.
So when you guys meet up on Wednesdays or on weekends, what kind of activities do you guys do?
So we have a plethora of things that we do. It could either be training with drill, learning different laws, learning the police codes, or even learning tactics. Sometimes we even host, for educational purposes, we'll even have detectives and officers from different units come in and do a presentation so that way kids can understand the way the police department works.
I've partnered with LJ before to do a beach cleanup. What else do you do outside? You guys do outside of law enforcement tactics and law enforcement education?
So with the Police Explorer program, very broad. So we do have a curriculum where we do teach them about domestic violence, search and arrest, criminal investigation and stuff of that, accident investigation, stuff of that nature. But we also try to incorporate mental health into it, because a lot of these kids, they come to us every Wednesday and they have questions. Some days we'll have a meeting that's just about a checkup meeting about how are they feeling, what's going on. We also, like Officer Felix did say, we have community events. We're going to partner up with PAL and have college visits, stuff of that nature. We have SAT prep for the Explorer. So it's a plethora of things just joining the Explorer program. And I think my partner will talk about ride-alongs. Ride-alongs are also a benefit of being an Explorer. You get to ride with the police.
Yes, definitely. That, we teach them every week a lot of things, when it comes to police. But ride-alongs are essential. You're going to get an experience that, unfortunately, you cannot get in a classroom setting. So the ride-alongs are very important. I know myself as a former Explorer, I did a lot of ride-alongs, and it made a huge difference in my career. And it also guided me to that was the direction that I wanted to take.
Questions for both Officer Felix and Gonzalez. Being that you were both prior Explorers, do you feel as if you had a lead when it comes to like applying for police departments or going to the academy?
100%.
1,000%.
I know when I came to the academy, I was ready. My hair was done properly. I knew every rule. I felt like I was cheating because I lined up and I knew Officer Machado was not going to get me.
So patrol-wise, especially coming out of the academy, when you graduate the academy, you become an officer, you have to go through what we call an FTO program, which is field training. And it's basically ride-alongs. You're riding with the officer for about 3 to 4 months until you go solo. Because of the Police Explorer program, I was already used to being on my toes, knowing my location at all times, knowing the codes, and even the people that were out there, I knew a lot of them, especially from our problem areas, from riding along in Police Explorers. So it gave me specifically a little edge rather than anyone else.
To add to what Officer Felix says, one of the most important things besides geography when you go out on the streets on your own is the radio. The radio is entirely a different language, and as an explorer, especially if you did it for a long time, I did it for 7 years, the radio was a natural language for me already. When I listened to the radio, I knew exactly what it was. And anyone that's a brand new officer has never been involved, it's gonna be like a whole entirely different language not to understand the radio. And as an explorer, you get the advantage that you have it in the pockets by the time you come out to the streets.
No, me being I've never been an explorer, so I can't have first-hand knowledge of being an explorer. But being an advisor for the last 4 years, I've seen when some of my kids went on ride-along, how it enhanced their experience of being a police explorer, where those 3 hours where they're with us, we can only teach them so much. So they're learning the eyes through a law enforcement through our eyes. But when they get into another car, another vehicle, they're getting first-hand experience of how it is in the field. And it does help them when they start to apply for police departments, start to get into the academy, get on ride. They're comfortable being in the car. They're not so much nervous as far as their first time being in the car. And obviously they learn about location and they learn about the radio discipline. That's like the keys to being an explorer. So you do have a somewhat head start of being a police officer going through the Police Explorer program.
Now, my next question is, I have this video up on YouTube or up on Instagram, and I have a high schooler watching this or a parent watching this, and they're interested, right? So then my question is, what is the age range for you to join the Police Explorers?
So I'll give you a little bit of the information of the requirements. So you have to be 14 to 21. You have to be involved in school setting, either in high school or in college. If you're over, if you already graduated high school, you need to have a minimum of a 2.0 grade GPA, which is a C average, and you have to have no criminal activity.
We are based out of city of Miami. So now I don't live in city of Miami. I live in North Miami, or I live in, Hollandale. Am I able to join your Explorers program?
Well, yes, we welcome explorers from all over the Tri-County, pretty much. As long as you can make it on a Wednesday, it's a very demanding program. So a lot of times their motivation on the first day it's not their motivation a month from now. But we accept all from all Tri-County, all of Miami-Dade County, as long as you can make it to the meetings on Wednesdays and make it to some of our details, you're more than welcome to apply.
What are the steps? How can I go get some more information? What are the steps? Do I go online? Do I come in? Do I walk into your office? Do I call someone? What's the proper way of joining your program?
So, like we said earlier, for all 3 posts, our meetings are at our designated locations from 5 to 8. So if you are interested in being an explorer, you could either have your parent drop you off to the front of the station and just let the front desk officer know that you're here for the Police Explorer meeting and you're interested in joining. From there, they'll be able to contact us and we'll be able to come out and meet you guys.
Officer Carla, Officer LJ, and Officer Felix, when you're not with the kids that are doing Police Explorer stuff, what do you guys do in your day-to-day police duties?
Well, we're actually school resource officers. So in our day-to-day duty, you'll see us in one of our local schools in our net areas. We actually make contact with the principals. We actually teach GREAT, which is a derivative of DARE, which is what the acronym is for Gang Resistance Through Education and Training. So that's a 4th grade curriculum that we do teach as police officers. One of the most rewarding events, one of the most rewarding parts of my career is teaching the youth and trying to make them make better decisions. What else we do, partner?
Definitely. That's actually one of our pet peeves. Our most important thing is GREAT because it's like he says, it's just pretty much a new version of DARE. And you'll see us wear like their second securities, and we work hand to hand with the school boards at the school from Miami-Dade School Board. So you'll catch us at all our schools.
Yeah, we're pretty much that liaison between the city of Miami and the public school system. But the public school system is also our recruiting ground for our explorers. So a lot of our explorers do come from the schools within our community, which is the Miami-Dade County, city of Miami.
All right. Besides meeting on Wednesdays, who do you compete against? What do you compete for? And what are the activities that you're competing?
So every spring break, we meet on a regional level. We compete against 20 other different posts, and the activities that we have they have scenario-based competition, which includes domestic violence, crime scene, in progress, traffic stop, crisis intervention, and I believe I'm missing one more. Search and arrest.
Search and arrest.
And these are all different police departments within South Florida. So we're talking about Broward Sheriff's Office, even Customs and Border Patrol. So usually City of Miami is known for being number 1 overall.
Yeah, it's very competitive, man. City of Miami, man, this past year we finished 1st, 2nd, and 4th.
Yes, sir.
So out of 28,
28 different posts.
Department.
Awesome. That's awesome. And what about field trips? You guys go on field trips?
Yes.
Oh, definitely do. We definitely do. We've taken the kids to leadership conferences in Orlando. We've taken them to Virginia. We taken them to Busch Gardens. Where else we taken them to?
And we had our first and most important field trip this year was an honor trip.
The honor trip.
Our first honor trip to Washington, D.C.
How was that?
It was amazing. We were lucky enough to raise enough money that we were able to take 3 explorers from each post, and it made a very significant, most of these kids never travel outside this.
It was good
Florida.
for me. I actually got to see some of the buildings when we were bringing our History Channel to life. We were like, man, where they enact laws and everything. So it was a great experience for the kids. Kids loved it.
All right, guys. So I think we're good for this podcast.
We might have to do a part 2. You know how we got so much
we gotta do a
stuff.
part 2. I gotta go out there. I have to go out there and record each of you guys in action. So I'm gonna drop this video. If you're seeing it, I dropped it. But we're gonna do a part 2 where I have a hands-on with you guys, and then drilling, and then the scenario base.
Get your popcorn ready.
See you next
So we
Wednesday.
should have different episodes, man.